Well, fuck you, Craig, and welcome back to the 125th rendition of Cooped Up Conversations with Aaron, Joey, Prokop, and me, Cooper. We're back in person again after a long fucking... It is very fruity, it's very floral, but it's not too sweet. A little dry on the mouth. But this is like the 100th episode with Prokop, I think. Or might be
right?
like
Officially.
That's crazy. What do you mean officially?
I think I came on the 25th.
It was either what was it? The 20th was when Brooklyn was on, and I don't know if you were on for that. Yeah, so the 25th.
No, because I heard Brooklyn and Chris, and I was like, oh, I want to get on this.
That's when you knew it was going places.
I knew, yeah. When Chris made the music, shout out to Chris because he came out to my show. Shout out to you guys for coming out to my fucking.
I'm glad you mentioned
god awful show.
It wasn't
you weren't awful. You were fucking unreal.
Dude,
some of them were really good. Some of the bands.
They were all really good, though, by the way. I think everyone...
No, they weren't all very good. The one who played cover
really...
bands of fucking...
Yeah, okay, one band was a cover band.
Unfortunate Son was not a good pick. But, yeah.
Well, I've never heard anybody ever cover Metal Fortunate Son before, so it was very original. I was very glad to be a part of it. But that college in general, that was one of those colleges you step on campus and you're like, I cannot believe anybody paid money to attend this college. It was so fucking lame, dude. It felt like the set of Community. Like, it very clearly...
It was rich Community. It was like, oh,
are you sure, dude? The school's only like $15,000 a year.
Yeah,
sure
but
it's rich?
The campus is huge. It's where it is. Like, if Lowell looked the way Rick does, like, we'd be like, oh, this is worth it. But
no, it isn't. That was a fucking very bland, boring campus. All the buildings are mad old. And then you walk into the inside, bro, and it was like, there's no unique touch to this. Like, you don't feel like it.
No.
Like, that could have been a random school in the Midwest. At least when you walk around Lowell's campus, you like are like, oh, this is like a school. Like, you know what I mean? It feels like its own school.
Do you know what it made me realize, like, kind of looking from an outside perspective, is how fake college is. Like, the people were like doing the thing, like they were part of like the radio club or whatever I think they were in, and you could just tell they were like not even taken away from what they were doing. Like, they were clearly doing something completely valid, but it was like that's all they have to worry about. Their entire existence is like they're like, I didn't realize, like, I think when you're living in college, like, you realize it to an extent, but you don't realize how much of like a bubble you're in.
Oh, I mean,
and it's just like that's
bubble.
your world, and that's it. And it literally feels like you can almost like you. I kind of feel like when I'm in college, you felt like you were a part of the world, but you're like, oh, I'm in college. When I'm looking at it from an outside perspective, you can like see the line. Like, you can clearly see the line of like, this is reality and this is not reality.
I think it's
in
tough
college,
too.
this is not in reality at all.
It's tough too when you go to a smaller school like that. Because I think the smaller the school is, the smaller the bubble is. Like, you're basically in like high school for adults. But like, yeah, we actually have a good, all the fucking Sig-O kids apparently listen, so shout out to you. Or at least you say you do when you're drunk, so I appreciate that. But at least Lowell felt like a little bit, and I guess a little part of it's too is that I was working and I was driving to like Boston every day, or I was like going to Amherst, so the bubble felt bigger for me,
and
especially
also,
when I got older.
The city bleeds in to Lowell, whereas like Rick is absolutely out on the north end of at northwest end where there's nothing, so they just scraped over this indigenous land.
Yeah,
you know,
plot of land.
It feels a lot like how Amherst felt, like where it's like you're on the campus and you're like that. It's like it's its own city.
But
like,
at least
that's
Amherst is like a big enough school where it kind of can
you
get
can
away
blend
with it.
It feels a little more real.
Amherst, you can get away with like being like.
That's what MCLA felt like. Genuinely, like that's what my first year of college felt like that little bubble. And it's a small MCLA is like a fourth of the size of that. So like that's why like I would sit in the dining hall and I'd look around and I'd be like, this is the whole campus in the dining hall right now. I'm like,
what it made to me too is if you think about it, it's like in the real world, the way that club handled this event, you get fired from your job for how poorly handled it. Where in college you could just get away with college. You could just get away with being just terrible. Like,
did you
terrible.
hear the advisor yell?
No. What
Oh,
happened?
I heard the advisor.
I don't
go
think we
like,
should comment on the advisor.
No, we should.
No, because she's doing her fucking job. She's being the.
Which one was the advisor?
I don't know if they have a music department like full out. Like Lowell had a music building.
Yeah.
I don't. If they do, they probably do. It's Rick, but. Because I have friends that went to Rick. I'll ask
Rick
them.
is Rhode Island College, by the way. It's fucking lame.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
Sorry, I'm from the area. But like she called out like, hey, make sure, get on stage. Like, tell people it start. Like, yeah, come on, guys. If she's yelling, you're just.
They were just like,
You
it
know
was like
what's
a
one
bit.
thing?
It felt like
College
a bit
which
to
is
them.
fine.
Yeah, which is fine. They're
It
like,
did feel like a bit.
It was a bit
They
for them.
didn't take it too seriously. Yeah.
And I was kind of like sitting there, like, do you realize the people here like aren't like can't just like stumble back to their dorm? Like,
a lot of those people weren't in college.
no, like most people there were not college students. Like I was like, I need to go home eventually. Like,
Yeah, like it was approaching like 11:30, and I'm like, this was supposed to start at 8. You don't put 6 bands on a fucking ticket. I was talking to Pro Cop about this earlier. Like
You make 'em-
that, like
I
dude,
used to
you're amateur bands, bro.
you
Like,
guys
I
went
used to
so fast, by the way, Procop. Like not fast in a bad way, but you guys like feel like you had your thing, you did it, you were in and out, you knew what you were doing. There's that one band when you guys were chatting outside. This one band, I don't want to say anything, but it was just like what genre of, you probably know better, rock, where it's like they're like
Were they after us?
yeah, it was the one right after us where they
Yeah,
do like
I
it's
got
like
a
the
sto-
Red
I got
Hot
a
Chili.
story
It was like the
about
Red
them,
Hot
but-
Chili Pepper like style where you're kind of
like
like
the
rap.
Western-
You're
It
like
was
rapping.
Strokes.
You're-
Oh, they were rapping.
Like they're no, like
That's
it's not
why I
rap. It's
stepped
like
out.
it's like that rap like rock
Kinda
where they're
Linkin
like they're
Park.
like, oh, I'm gonna, I don't know how to do it. Like they're not like singing, but they're like it's like that weird '90s weird phase of rock that existed, you know, where they like the lyricist is like rapping. It was like that. And he's like, yeah, let's do another one. They did like 5 songs, and it was like
They did 5
They were like
songs?
5 minutes each, like 20 minutes. It was like insane. They
that's the
kept
thing, bro.
talking.
You're a fucking amateur band. That's like a fucking stand-up comic like me trying to come up into a fucking show and be like, I'm gonna do an hour.
Yeah.
I don't have an hour material to entertain. Like
It's a half hour set. If you're doing
Not in that
5
genre.
minute songs,
They literally were like Joey can attest to this.
especially if you're doing
they took
originals,
forever.
bro. Like come, like
yeah.
people like don't know your songs, bro.
You
Like, it is
do
what it
one
is.
more if it's going well and there's a cover you have.
So I want to ask, bro, what do you think? Do you think that the group that did like the full blown like mosh metal, whatever that genre
That
is,
was the craziest.
but did
thing.
they like leave because they were dumb, or did they leave because that was like their bit? Like they're like, yeah, we don't even care. Like we're just gonna leave because
was
they just
definitely
left.
their bit.
They just left.
I think it was 50-50.
That was definitely their bit. They're like, fuck the establishment,
yeah, like,
man.
I was like, come on, guys, like you're so sick. Like
They definitely went to school.
I wouldn't
there,
blame
too.
them. They're cool. They're
cool.
They were cool.
They were.
I
Pretty
can tell
cool.
you one thing.
I like them.
Whoever the lawyer of that school or the insurance agent that covers it must have gotten their degree on like University of Phoenix or maybe at Rick. I don't know who the fuck allows there to be moshing in a cafeteria.
Kind of was cool though. I thought
It was cool. Like
I
but
thought it
like,
was cool.
Okay, I'm not saying it wasn't cool,
Joe's
but I'm looking
back.
at it as like a boring adult. When you look at the environment that it's in, it's like all it took was one, like the girl who was going in there getting fucking leveled by these people.
got her ass
She
kicked.
got fucking pushed down and she almost hit her head into the pole. I'm like, all it takes is fucking someone
especially
pushing
those-
you the wrong way.
So
and
it
you
was
get,
set-
like die on the campus. Like I'm shocked they allowed that. And
You-
they made a thing about moshing. They had like the fucking banners all around the building like you can mosh now. Definitely that band played on campus before. They weren't allowed to mosh and they're like, well, this is our fucking creative process. And like our music's meant to be moshed.
I think it was a
So they
bit
definitely had
of the
vote.
Rick students also wanted it because or they were just told to be endlessly like happy, but they were like when that was announced, like, oh, you can mosh now. It was like, yeah, we've been waiting for this. I'm like,
It definitely
I don't want to
seems-
mosh in this room. It was set up that the stage was basically between the foundation, so there were 2 poles.
Yeah.
I'm describing to the listeners, even though you guys were there and already know. But like, yeah, like you said, the girl could have smashed her head against the
fucked
pole.
up after. Like she got her ass kicked.
Dude,
in
she
there.
had a fucking claw mark down her tricep that was like almost 24 inches long.
Like they clearly brought like 5 friends to mosh, and then they all just left.
Yeah.
Every single one of them just did the digital.
I think that school made me realize how, like you said earlier, Aaron, how much of a bubble college is because you just like looked at it and you're like, oh, this is like that like a school that small. It feels like the high school, so you're like, oh, that's the like fucking punk rock.
Yeah, those like the punk kids. You're like, oh, they're like the cool punk kids who are like, and then you're like,
yeah, and they had the one really scrawny like ill-looking pale, like with a bowl cut stoner guys who walked around in shorts even though it was 35 degrees out, with the fucking Vans or the what are the fucking one with the rhino? Echoes? He had like one of those on.
Mark Echoes. Oh no. What is it, 2006?
Well, no, dude. Like every fucking stoner punk rock group has like one of those like scraggly guys who's like definitely way too quiet, but like got sucked into the crowd. Like, you know what I mean? Aaron's not acknowledging. Podcasts are fun when your mic's on your fucking lap and you're not paying attention.
I'm listening. I thought you were going on the right.
I described a person. You just sat there and went.
Aaron, if you listen to the podcast, you would hear Coop say, like, please don't let me ramble as much.
Yeah, half the time, don't let me ramble. But
no, but sometimes I can't tell if you want to ramble or not ramble.
Well, I was kind of like...
What you like to do is when we have a guest, you love to ramble over the guest. But we don't have a guest.
I hate to say it. Here's one thing. I'm very self-aware, but I've gotten significantly better at not 100%. Talking over the guest.
You have.
Because I
almost
knew
like
it.
freaked out one
podcast.
podcast, I almost like freaked out in the middle of it because it was like a guest. I forget who it was, but it was like a guest that was like a guest you want to have. Like it wasn't just like a friend where you like doesn't matter. Like you kind of wanted them to speak
was
words.
It Beth?
No.
That was very good.
That was one of her. I forget. It was just. I wish I could remember, but it was just like a guest, and I was like, "We want this guest to talk," and you just like kept going over and over. I'm like sitting there, like kind of. It wasn't live. It was on like Discord, so it didn't matter. But I was just sitting there in my seat, just like, Cooper, please.
Dude, every once in a while, man, it's like.
I was like, this person might not want to come back.
I take it as way more of a conversation, like where I'm like, oh, like I'm talking to this person. You know what I mean? So I don't look at it as like
an interview where you're like, I
get
that.
But I've tried to get better at that. But
the thing is, you're good at rambling. I was just saying, it was like that one time where I was like, I think this guest probably wants. I think that what happened.
You're in a mood, dude. Because every once in a while you get you in a mood.
The guest, no, I didn't. You couldn't tell.
Podcast tonight.
You couldn't tell that I was like in a mood from it because it was on Discord. But I think it was because the guest tried to like say some words and you just like talked right over them. I was like, ooh, I was like, that's not a good look.
But an audible,
Discord's especially tough, man. Because
there's like a second of audio delay where you're just like. You kind of like there's that second of silence and then you try to talk. But
sometimes
then,
I cut those out. Sometimes I squeeze those in.
It's probably, but in the moment, when you're like trying to like
the worst feeling of a podcast for the most part, especially when we interview people, is when like everybody stops talking for like 10 seconds and it feels like forever and you're like, is this going to be done or are we going to catch that second wind?
Yeah,
every once in a while we'll catch the second wind, but like. That was the thing that I feel like helped us cut it down too. Is after a while, dude, I would hit that fucking moment, and instead of like pulling something and just keep going, it's like before we end it. It's like because like normally that first risk is around like the first like 10 minutes are always rough. First 10, 20 minutes, especially in person. How are the steak tips?
Huh?
How are the steak tips?
Wings.
You're eating wings with a fork and knife?
That's what I said.
Wait, what's going on
I'm
here?
not a psycho. I'm not going to get my hands dirty.
It's a fucking mukbang at this point, Joe.
I don't know. That's why I don't like eating wings in public. Whenever we go to Speedwell, I'm so self-conscious.
Look at this, by the way. Look how clean I can get them with the fork
and knife. I know, it's a little gross. I don't like the cartilage and shit.
I eat the cartilage.
Like, I get it.
You don't like the cartilage?
Part of it.
No, man. It's part of it, but I'm like a really weird texture person. Like, if something hits my fucking mouth weird, I'm like, I don't like it. Like, it just is what it is. It's not always the flavor, it's the texture. And then the concept.
See, I like the crunch.
But see, I don't, because then it like hits me. You're like, oh, this bird was clucking around not too long ago, and I'm eating it up. Like, I don't. Like,
all the birds were clucking around.
That's why I understand vegetarians. I couldn't do it because I love eating steak.
They're in the right. There's no way dude, they're not in the right.
Dude, it's so tough to fucking. You're sitting there. And you, at least when you eat like a good quality steak, like you go to a nice steakhouse and you fucking have a steak, at least you're like, this cow clearly was stress free. Because you can taste the stress. Wagyu? You can definitely taste the stress because you go to fucking Texas Roadhouse. That thing is fucking wound tight, and it's like not. It doesn't taste.
That thing was tied to a conveyor belt.
Yeah, like this thing didn't live. and then it kind of hits you when you hit the fat.
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
want your
oh,
cows
this
to,
isn't
like-
worth it, man.
But here's a problem. What's like?
I'm the same way.
Because then I correlate the fat with human
I had
fat.
any-
Do you want your
balls, I'd
cows to
become a
be like
vegan.
tricked into thinking it's going to live a normal life? For at least its first
I
couple.
think they're way too smart to be putting them in. Like, it's
No,
like
they're smart as dogs. Like,
no, I
they
know.
what they
and
are.
But
I know-
dogs
I
aren't
know,
smart,
That's my
like-
point.
They are
That's
smart.
my point.
They're
That's
not,
why, like,
though.
I have a. They are. They're very smart.
just not.
No, they're incredible, dude. They cows show a lot of empathy too.
No, I was talking about dogs. I'm saying dogs are dumb.
Well, dogs show
Well,
even
dogs
more.
are dumb, but like it's the bond thing, like where they like know
You're
who
saying,
they're
like,
with.
cows
Cows are way smarter than we think. Yeah.
So you can't become friends with a cow because then you're just like,
I would never be able to kill a cow if I raised it.
Well, think about-
There's no
think
way.
about-
I think I'm one of those sickos that's like, I want to farm, and I think I could
Until they got
mentally
old,
do
man.
that.
I think
I
if
would
you're
have-
in a
you just
farm,
raise them to a certain age. You raise them as best you
Yeah,
can.
but that's fucked. That's
It's-
fucked. I could, dude. I have such. I'm like.
you're in the right. There's
I
no
feel
way.
way more. I feel way more connected to a fucking animal than people, low key, because it's just like this thing doesn't speak our language at all, and it like connects with you. You know what I mean? Like it's like crazy. And then it's like you can't communicate. It's not like, hey, you had a good life. I'm gonna fucking kill you. You can say that shit before
Yeah.
you blow its brains out.
I mean, like,
it
but you
doesn't
don't blow
fucking
its
hear
brains
it.
out.
Chickens
You
are
just blow
one
its
thing, but
brains
like
out.
if a cow is as smart as a dog, dogs like they bury bones. That's like future investment. They understand time, like stuff like that. Like they have like
it's
their
hard, dude.
concepts they understand are way more than we think they
Chickens
understand.
are the
I
only
agree.
ones I don't really feel bad about.
Chickens, I don't.
I
feel
don't
bad.
think. I think they should fucking not be in a
question.
cage.
Here's a question for you.
Oh yeah.
So we all think that if there was, and I'm not talking about lab grown or like plant based or anything like that. What if like we genetically altered like these cows and shit
To be dumb.
to just be like blobs of meat that we just cut
I'm
up away
into that.
from? Like
What if
like huge
No.
car size
no what?
steak.
So then so you're like,
What does it eat?
Imagine the restaurant.
Like-
where you
like
could
It
go-
has
basically,
no
like-
head. It has no legs. It's
like
just
Jabba
a
the
blob.
Hutt.
Dude, imagine
blobs.
this. All right, imagine this.
I'm into that.
Imagine this. Then you have like you said like a car size. You have like a restaurant where you just fucking come up with your family,
Sure.
and then you just like it's like a Brazilian steakhouse, but you get the shit there.
I mean,
Oh,
you're probably
it's a fucking
you're probably not
KBBQ.
gonna do it. But I'm saying like, let's be real.
The shawarma,
even
the
if
infinite shawarma.
Yeah,
even if we're
Infinite
talking,
shawarma.
even if you're like
fucked
you're
up.
okay with just killing the cow, there's gonna be a lot of people soon. We're gonna have to do that eventually, no matter what. Just
lot
like
of people.
it has no head or maybe no brain. It's just a husk of meat that's being grown in a blob, and you just cut it up and sell
See,
it.
you know what sucks is we're not gonna get this shit. This is gonna be in the future for sure. They're
I
gonna
don't
have
know.
weird,
I don't
they're gonna have
know.
weird shit, but they're putting
If
they're
it
putting
has-
the
if it-
plant based shit.
Well,
and the
that's one of the
plant-based
things.
meats
Like
and
you think
proteins and
about
shit
that,
way
then
on
it's
us.
like,
A
well, then
lot.
you might as well do the plant
Well, it's
based
all,
at that point.
that's
Well,
all
I think
palm
they're
oil.
starting it
It's
like
so
that.
much oil in that shit. And they're just
It's not
putting
great, yeah.
People are just putting that out as a way to like, oh, this is a trend. We can make this happen.
It's definitely
now
not
with
healthy
this.
for you.
I
either.
wouldn't say
Like,
it's a
that's the
trend,
thing.
but it's definitely not.
I think they're doing it on purpose.
The problem is people think it's healthy, but I haven't heard one of these people
It's
say
like putting a
actually healthy.
USDA label on stuff. Like it's all proven by the USDA to not
It's not
be,
going to kill you.
not kill you.
Yeah, I hate this.
But when they put the green one on, you get to have
And it's
a bigger
honestly
margin.
not too much better than meat.
You know why I think, dude?
Or worse than meat, but
The thing is, I think they're pushing the plant stuff because realistically, it takes way more water to like raise cattle, and I think
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
significantly
insanely
more.
more.
So that's why they push the bean shit and stuff.
The
Like they want
chickpea.
you to get your protein not from meat now because it's like
and realistically, like
it's
like this is a hot take, and I know this is going to sound bad, but I think we're going to look back in like 100 years, and the factory farming's not going to look too great.
Oh, it's gonna look terrible. I
It
think it
might-
looks terrible
it might
now.
be-
especially when you find out that like cows have a language where we can like translate
Yeah.
them like with Google Translate, and it's like
Like I'm not
500
going to
years.
compare it to any like other atrocity in the past, but it's going to be
it's
our
very
atrocity.
genocide-y.
It's
We're
very
not gonna say-
genocide-y.
In
It's
fact-
very
Oh, of course.
yeah.
So it.
But it's also for sustenance. So here's
You gotta
I'm
do it,
gonna
but
go
I
back-
think you
Yeah, but you
can't.
can
I'm
say
gonna
that
go
about
back to
slavery.
ethically raising cows. If
ethically raise them.
here's the thing: if you just have like your local farmer, and he's the guy who dedicates,
lives up there?
I'm gonna live up on the
Well-
hills.
Well, here's the
I'll
question,
kill the
Pro
cows.
Cop.
You guys help me
Here's
get
the
fertilizer
question,
and
Pro Cop.
water.
How many times do you eat meat a day?
Oh, not a lot.
Once,
I agree.
probably.
It
Once.
should be less.
But I'm saying
Once
if
a
you want
day.
to go that route, I'm talking maybe once a week. even if it's chicken.
I would agree. I think that's like a healthier thing for society.
I don't care about fish. I think fish you can do it too.
I think
fish are dumb. Yeah. I refuse to believe they're smart.
No, I think fish are fine.
I think they're very animalistic. I don't think they really have like a sentient the Nemo shit brainwashed us. I don't think these fucking things.
I'm gonna eat this chicken while we talk about this. If you can get to the point
where you can kill cows, you have to be able to understand that there's also like a minor sentience.
Yeah, but we don't eat whales, do we?
The Japanese.
People still.
I'm going to join the sea shepherds.
So like
we should do. That'd be sick.
It's our Japanese whaling
If you're
ships.
giving cows the sentience, then you got to give everything a form of sentience.
Well, they all have sentience. Dude, they're all smart. Pigs are wicked smart, but I also think they're gross. So I don't love eating. I'll eat bacon. I'm a fucking slut for bacon.
Probably one of the smartest things out there, though.
It's not even that for me. It's that they're fucking disgusting.
Pretty much. That's what Jewish people. I think that's why Jewish people don't eat. Literally, the reason.
You know what? You want to know why historically?
Jews.
No, not. Oh. Well, just any religion. Back in the day, they didn't really understand the concept of like
ripping this chicken apart.
Of like you needing to cook pork all the way.
Yeah. Oh, so they would get sick
eat it
from
like steak, where it'd be like fucking meat, like
and then they get sick and they think it was like cursed.
So they so that's what they said. Like God told us not to eat fucking these pigs.
Maybe you guys learned how to cook a little bit.
That's very interesting.
That's what I learned.
Isn't it interesting though that you can cook? You can have duck medium rare. I always found that interesting because it's so good.
The thing is, I only get duck
probably. Like they would probably eat like raw shellfish.
I get sick from shellfish.
And if you don't eat like
that's actually a great point. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Or if your ancestry is just not developed to digest it, like who knows?
I mean, I think shellfish is one of the ones that goes bad quick.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. You didn't have refrigeration back then, so imagine they eat like a fucking clam.
And it's hot as fuck all the time down there.
Clam 2 days later, dude.
But you find a clam.
This guy died, dude. What the fuck?
I wonder why.
I wonder why chicken.
I'm saving this for later.
I wonder why chicken wasn't a problem. Because
they're so abundant, probably, and you just chopped it up and cooked it right away.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like
you do.
Don't they have
exactly.
E. coli? Like what? What's salmonella? True. Is that what you get when you eat chicken raw?
Yeah,
but I'm guessing the chicken
that definitely comes from them being in too much of a closed environment.
Yeah, but I wouldn't still eat it. I wouldn't eat a fucking free range chicken medium rare.
No, I agree. I don't think that's good, but that's probably something
which I love. It's so good.
Have you guys known you've eaten bad chicken and survived it? Like not even.
Yeah, dude. Remember G&G Quick Bites and fucking
you guys get a fucked up.
If I was 30 years earlier, I wouldn't have lived through that. I don't think.
No, dude. What happened? Dude, if I got that shit and COVID at the same time, that definitely would have killed me.
What happened?
I think all of us. It was like me, Miguel. It's fine. You can keep his fucking name in there.
First only.
And then Joe. We all got we got like a steak and cheese calzone and like something with chicken on it, like a buffalo chicken pizza. And then all three of us the next day were shitting and throwing up all day. Like,
was it scary? Was it actually scary?
I was on the 13th floor of Fox Hall holding the toilet paper thing, crying at one point. I'm like, this hasn't stopped. Like, I didn't think there was that much fluid in my body, dude.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like almost hospital time, like for us.
I had a ripping fever. I was like sweat. So I would come out of the shitter. And I'd go immediately into the shower.
You know when you're like sick and you have like you literally have like the runs and you have like a slight like flu, whatever, but you're like, oh, this is just like sickness. This is past the point. You're like, oh, this is like 1537. People die from this.
Yeah, I would have died. If I was born even 50 years earlier, I'd be dead.
Honestly,
I could die.
The shits are the more scary one, dude. Because like throwing up, realistically, once you fucking
throwing up means it hasn't really gone through your system as much.
Yeah, and once you're throwing it up, once you've thrown up enough, you don't have anything in your stomach besides water, and like throwing up water isn't that big of a deal. But like when you have the shits, dude, and you can't get up for 45 minutes and you're like that sick, it's the worst feeling because it's like half the time it comes out, half the time it comes out fiery, but if it doesn't come out fiery, then you're just sitting there sweating, dying on the toilet. I got food poisoning in college maybe 8 times since I started dating Brooklyn. I got so sick on UMass Amherst campus one time. I got a burger at the burger place in the basement. And it had aioli on it. And there was way too much aioli. And I was like, something wasn't right with it. It was like a lot more sour than it should have been. And I was fucking grilled. I didn't give a shit. So I fucking ate the whole burger. And then the next day, this was like not long after I started dating Brooklyn, and I was so fucking sick in her downstairs little bathroom that people would come in during the darties and throw up in, and I was in there shitting all day, dude, because I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't leave the toilet, dude. I was throwing up in the sink. I was shitting, and she had like people
Joey
coming
ate.
No, it's not even that, but I've been in this situation.
I had people coming in and out of her fucking apartment, going to the darty outside, and I was like dying in there. It was horrifying, dude. And I'm like, I might die. Like, it's one of those moments where you're like, I'll never feel better again. Like,
I've never gotten like that sick with shits. I've never shat like that.
It's been
ever.
under 5 my entire life.
I just never have.
Usually, like, so what my system does is I usually get it out in the throw up stage before I get to the shit stage.
I fight the throw up stage.
You can't fight throw up.
You should never fight throw
Well,
up.
no, if I
throw
can,
up is that your body is like,
because it's gonna come, and I'd rather just get it over
I know,
with.
but
Your body's not gonna do
mentally, the
better.
first time. So I don't throw up all the time anymore. When I threw up all the time, I didn't give a fuck. I'd throw up.
Yeah, no,
But once, like now, dude, there was one time I had to throw up. Like I can't remember how recently, and I did everything in my brain. It's like when your brain, you're like dying of like starvation, and you're like, I'm gonna eat this maggot-filled raccoon because I'm gonna die if not. It's like your brain's just like, do not throw up. You're gonna die. So I refuse to, and I'll sit there like holding it in the fucking lying in bed. And the problem was when I was a kid, I would just spew. Like as a kid I fought it. Now I know at least like about a time. Like I'm like, all right, I got 30 seconds. Like, you know when you're not going to win anymore. And you're like, all right. The worst is when you're lying down because you know, like, oh, this is going to take like 3 seconds and the fucking change in angle.
position.
You know when you're like, you just wants to give up in that moment too. You're just like,
When I was a kid,
whatever.
When I was in high school, I got
As a
food
kid, I
poisoning.
never threw up until college, and I learned how to throw up, and it made my life a million times better.
Agreed. Learning how to
Throwing
throw
up,
up
it's
on
weird.
mass.
Your body does not want to do it.
No, you get resistance, but you got to block out that resistance.
Because it's definitely
It's
not
so much
good.
better to purge.
It's definitely
Yeah.
not good for you, dude. The stomach acid coming up through the
terrible.
esophagus.
It's terrible for your throat and everything.
Like, if you need an episode of it to save your life, I think it's a good thing to know.
Well, that's the thing too. If you eat something you know you gotta throw up, it's good being able to just be like.
I had to be
I can
hammered.
recall-
I had to be hammered to allow myself to gag because, like, my brain
think
puts.
about it.
My
I know
brain
my
puts up like
reflex.
a, my
Puke right
brain
here.
puts my brain puts up like a gag reflex that it's like when I know I'm trying to throw up, it's like, fuck you, dude. You can swallow your fingers.
where did you
all
learn
over.
how to about your gag reflex?
Well, I can pull trig
Sucking
when I'm
dick?
Yeah, but I can pull trig when I'm drunk.
Oh, okay.
No, it's one of those things.
But
too.
I had to be hammered. My brain, like, dude, like the one time Ronnie and I played beer pong or root and before one of the UML like playoff hockey games, and we were playing flagship, and we probably had 16 beers from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock when we walked to the game. And right before we left, dude, we both hit the flagship to end. And we just were like, ugh, like all 30 beers, dude. And all I needed to do was this. Like, the second I put my finger in my mouth, my brain's like, I know what you're doing. I'm going to help you out. But then, like, there's sometimes where, like, my brain's, like, fighting against me that day. And they're like, you're going to earn it.
So the two things I use to get past it. One, if you're at a toilet, I feel like it's easy mode. You just
Especially when the
think about
toilet's
people's
gross.
shit in there. Yeah, you just think about that. And then
The college,
dump.
dude, our apartment
Done.
toilet in
You're
Lowell,
peaking.
dude, the second I looked at it, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing I realize is, like, this only works if it's the night before. Kind of works at the night after. Let's say you're super hungover. But I just learned how bad alcohol is for you. And I'm like, if I just get this out now, I'm gonna throw up no matter what, either today or tomorrow. I might as well not put this through my system. Because it's like really not good for you, alcohol.
Dude, the thing, is my
for your like brain too. Like
it's
like-
terrible. It's terrible. As I'm having a
So
glass
that's my
of rosé.
logic at night when I'm like, I could just get this out now. I'm gonna throw up no matter
It's
what.
like poison. It's like it's like you want the anti-venom
I
early.
thought it was going to become more of a thing with you, Joey, because when we moved into this apartment, I think you pulled trig only twice total, but it happened like within the
haven't
first
pulled
like
trig in
couple.
years.
It happened like pretty early
Well,
on,
it's
and I
usually-
was like, "Are we going to be going out every weekend? And you're just going to be pulling trigger?"
No,
like,
it happened early on because I didn't really drink before coming to here.
And then we came back.
So like
into
I
it.
was a lightweight at that point, and then the other time was when you threw up in the taxi or the Uber.
Yeah, I threw up
and
in the
like
Uber.
that's
that was so bad.
And like I watched you do that. Like
I heard you do. I couldn't turn around. I heard.
I was
this
like,
chat.
I need to throw up.
Dude, I did that to save us a fee. I did that to save us a fee.
No, I'm glad you did that.
Dude, we were at the corner too.
I
Like,
noticed
and
the most
I was
disgusting
sitting like
thing
this
I've
in the Uber, like this, like fighting. I'm like, come on.
I haven't had a gross out throw up in a long
Come on,
time.
Aaron, you can do it.
A gross
And
out throw up's a different animal.
dude, my eyes, because at least the thing is, with me is I drink a lot quick, but then I slow down my pace. Like that's why my hangovers normally aren't terrible, is because like I'll start hot. Like
Pace
I'll
is
have
everything. Pace is everything.
I'll have like 5 drinks in the first hour sometimes if I'm in the environment.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
But then once I'm to that level, I'm like 1 drink an hour, and then I maintain the level. And then that night, dude, I realized I had fucking 6 espresso martinis. I like stuck to the same
Dude,
alcohol.
that night
day.
got away from us
6.
quick.
Dude, it got away from us quick. We started in the Seaport, and we're like, let's go to this one bar.
I thought it was gonna be such a casual night.
Dude, and then we're sitting in this fucking hotel that looks like it's from the Hunger Games, paying $20 a drink.
Oof.
And I'm hammered and grilled at this point because I'm like, I thought we were going out for a few hours. And then here we are at like 11:30, and I'm like, oh my God, dude. This has gotten...
It started at 3 and we blinked and it was just like, uh-oh.
Dude, we were on one rooftop, another rooftop, then we were sitting down in the north end next to this fish market, eating fucking terrible nachos. Had 2 more drinks there, then went to a fucking hotel to meet Aaron's friend. We had a few drinks there, and then I was like, I need to go outside, bro. I'm like, fucking, this is too much.
I had the worst hangover like of my life for a little bit.
That next day,
That
I
next
woke
day.
up and I felt okay. But was that the night I ordered McDonald's and didn't ask?
Yeah,
anybody else?
you just showed up. Like McDonald's just appeared and
Dude, I was so fucked up. I think I just put it in DoorDash and didn't even think about it.
I know somebody was upset about it.
I was a little upset.
Yeah, I know. Joe mentioned he was upset.
To be fair, I was throwing up 5 seconds before then.
Dude, to be honest, once Aaron started throwing up, my brain turned into survival mode. I'm like, everybody else is on the same level as I am, and I'm
How many people were in this Uber? Just the 3 of you?
It was us and then his
Our
friend Zach. And,
I was in the back,
And Zach
just-
let stuff get out of hand, too. So, like, we had a bad influence. Because he was like, dude, he was going and getting
I
rounds and
wasn't
not
even
telling
drunk
us.
that night. Like I didn't wake up with a hangover or anything.
I had the
I was
worst
all right.
hangover of my
The
life.
McDonald's saved me, but I ate McDonald's twice, like 2 weeks ago.
Maybe the throw up saved me.
The throw up probably saved
Yeah,
you.
the
that
throw up
probably
was just
did.
gonna save me, but it didn't.
Aaron, you were like, you must have been fucked,
Dude,
dude.
it was the grossest thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie.
Probably was.
I
I
haven't had
heard
a
it,
gross
dude.
out throw up in so long.
If I
I don't know why it happened because I left the bar. Like,
we were paying.
Like, do you remember-
We were paying the $400 if I smelled that fucking
we
shit.
left the bar, right? And I was like, oh, like we're good, we'll make it home. And then like 5 minutes before we get to the destination, the world just started spinning. Like, you know when it just goes like it's like boom, 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 like that, like
that logo.
that, like rapid, like fast, like.
Don't put it out.
All right,
Actually,
never
it's
mind.
fine. It's behind us anyway. No, I know. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying, dude. It the Uber was long too. That's what hit me. I'm like,
That,
oh,
but that's
this was
what, I
a
think I was gonna
30
make it. I'm like,
fucking minute
honestly,
Uber.
I was like, I might pull trig when I get back, and then I was like, why aren't we back yet? Uh-oh.
Oh, that's the
what you
worst.
did. So like,
And
this
all
is my
Boston
tip.
looks the
This
same.
I
is my
remember
tip
everything.
to you.
I was in the back.
For throw, because I have a weak stomach, so like I got plenty of throw up tips.
See, I don't
But
think.
I saw
no.
you kind
This
of.
is where people.
You were kind of crunching yourself in a ball.
No. This is where people lose me when it comes to throwing up, and I might just be like a slightly on the certain spectrum.
You're
but,
not beating it.
No, when people mention
I'm
hangovers,
talking
throwing
like-
up, I've never once felt it in my stomach. It's always just the world starts spinning. Like that's it. I don't get a stomach ache.
But I'm saying the world's spinning. What you gotta do is, I feel like you gotta spread out. spread out, I feel like helps.
Yeah, probably. Like I just wasn't thinking in the moment. I was just like doing what was comfortable.
You need to like
I was just doing what was comfortable for me. I thought I was gonna make it though. Like I thought it was good.
It was a lot, dude.
I thought it was good to go.
I swear to God.
And then it just like started coming. I was like,
it was a photo finish.
It wasn't because I didn't finish.
I didn't know you threw up in because I couldn't turn.
It was like. We were coming from that end.
It was just
like, do you know the liquor store?
It was through my sweatshirt between the sweatshirt.
How much did you let up?
A lot. My sweatshirt was.
So you had like a little. You had like a little
Dude, there was so much throw up in the elevator.
I'm not sure.
I threw up in the elevator
I think the
too.
dogs might have eaten it.
I hope so.
Because it wasn't really
Dude,
clean.
The worst part was going.
I think the dogs
went out to
ate
get
it.
a snack. I went up to get food the next day, and I smelt it, and the shame I felt. I'm like, everyone who's gone through this elevator.
This is like a nice place. We don't. That doesn't happen.
But honestly, my take was like, I earned one. You know what? I earned.
You need a reminder every once in a while.
I earned one throw.
Like where your limit is.
Dude,
they're good for limit testing.
I thought you were just
if you can purge and get your limit test over with.
You and Zach were looking back like just holding Aaron. I'm like, oh, they don't fucking know. I'm like, he's gonna. I thought you were gonna stand up and it was gonna like.
I was like.
That's why I jumped up before you.
I was begging you, dude. I was like, Aaron, we're like a.
No, I remember this. I'm sitting in the elevator and the world starts doing that like hover thing where it's just like, and I couldn't like see a thing, but I knew we were close because I could see like that turn, like it was that turn we could make, and I'm like, we're so close. I'm like, Aaron,
it's literally like the
hold on for dear life.
It's when he threw
and then it just started coming up, and I was like, I was fighting like using all my mental power to fight it. Dude, I was like fighting it so hard.
Do you imagine if my Uber ratings at like 2 right now? I'd be doomed. I wouldn't be able to live in this city.
We weren't in the elevator with him when he.
I ran ahead. I ran ahead. Remember?
It's just.
I got out and ran.
No, it's what happened. It's like we got out and I said, Aaron, go to the gravel, like the gravel on the side.
I didn't hear that.
And you were like, no, I'm good.
I thought it was
and I'm
good.
like, you're not good. Go to the gravel. And then Zach opened the door, and I was like, all right. Oh, I said his name. Friend opened the door.
No, we said Zach.
Okay. Zach doesn't matter. Like he doesn't.
But
last name.
And then so you're trailing along because you guys had to like fix the seat or whatever. But
I was gone.
Aaron opened the elevator, and I just kind of like pushed Aaron in and closed it. I'm like, we're gonna be taking the stairs.
Dude, no, we took the elevator after, and there was throw up in there, and I
That's a safe bet.
Yeah, I'm like, we should take this.
The thing was, my brain
in for him right here. Because like for whatever Uber does it like when you open it up.
I mean I did a good job. I got none. I got none.
No, I'm not.
No, after I threw up in the car, I felt good for a second. That brief moment of clarity.
See, that's what the
and I had that moment of clarity, and I'm like, oh, I'll make it upstairs. I'm gonna run upstairs.
You went down.
Shower.
I don't know if I did enough.
And then it just came back.
If you gave me a 0.
I didn't throw up. There's no throw up on the. There's no evidence of my throw up.
I think you.
I did a great job. I did a great job.
Dude, you like pelicaned it.
I know it was disgusting, and the people who are listening are like, "Oh, you're so nasty," but like, I wasn't gonna get a $200 charge.
If you haven't had a night like that once in your life, like
I've never thrown up an Uber. I don't know.
That was my Uber.
I see. To me, throwing up an Uber it means you threw up on the Uber. I'm still at the clears. Dude, Cooper, remember after prom I threw up.
On the side of the car.
On the side of your car.
Cooper or Big Buck?
Dude,
I remember from Blueberry Muffin.
I remember.
It's better that than
I remember Miguel fucking pissed on my car or something like that.
No, we pissed on somebody's car.
He peed on Ian's car.
No, you and I pissed on.
No, he peed on my car too. So I opened up his door and peed in his door, dude.
No, Cooper. I know exactly the name. And you and I pissed on their car.
I pissed on multiple people's cars.
Me and I don't know.
Allegedly.
I don't know how we addressed
HW, if you that name.
HW, yeah. We
pissed on HW.
No, we shouldn't put that.
It was like the last time.
He knows we did. We told him, we're pissing on your car. He's like, stop, stop, please,
me and him pissed on someone else's car in retaliation. It was the last day we were all going to college, like the next week, and we're like, whose car are we going to pee on?
There was a little era where we were constantly just like looking for people we knew whose car were pissed. Like no car was safe in my sight. Like it was literally like any house I went to, I'd be like, you remember like
this is such a don't do shit like that.
This is such a weirdly specific thing. But do you remember how like when you go to a house, like you can almost just picture the vibe. You're at a certain house. You're fucking like there's like the cars in the driveway, right? It's like the crisp summer air, right? I remember just always being drunk, whatever, being like 17 drunk, and when I'd walk out to my car, when you see like the line of like 8 cars, whoever was like at that, I'd be like, whose car am I pissing on?
Yeah, you gotta pick a target.
Like it was just like you could just feel it in the air. And
I remember,
but I'm so glad, like you say, we're not.
I remember Miguel did something mad disrespectful with it one time.
No, he opened the floodgates with that.
Yeah,
so
he started
I peed in his like speaker, dude. Like I was so pissed. Like the speaker.
So this was outside of the
Like to me, it was like peeing on the tire.
Oh, yeah, like, no, like
I opened up the door.
No, because he like did something. Like he like pissed on the inside of my car. So I pissed all in his door, dude.
Can we just take a moment and like just admit no amount of mental gymnastics is gonna get us past this. Men are so mentally ill compared to women. Like we are just deranged. Like I know like we can argue
so
one woman.
Too,
women don't do this. Women like just don't do this.
It didn't even come to fists most of the time.
We never really. Yeah, but like we were also mad disrespectful to like everybody, dude. That was the problem.
No, but that's like if somebody like pissed on my car, I'd be like,
the time when I fucking.
I poisoned you in the fishbowl at one point.
I know, you gave me fucking mustard power. Dude, I was going through like growth spurts.
I poisoned multiple people.
I was going through growth spurts and people were worried I was chubby, so they weren't giving me
go-to.
snacks, dude. So I'd fucking be starving.
So you'd steal my Cheez-Its every day.
You didn't eat them, dude, because you'd be like, oh, I have a migraine, I'm dying. And I'm like, all right,
dude, yeah, but I'd eat them later.
Yeah, when you get home, you have Cheez-Its at home. Like,
no, I'd eat them like on the bus or whatever. But the point is, and you're not even the first person I've done this to. I've done this to a couple people. I've poisoned people.
Poison, or like, just give them a little.
Tampered. That's not even the worst. In middle school, there was a kid.
You can say that for a sec.
There was a kid in middle school who would steal my lunch every day, and I just threw whatever I found in that guy's.
He might be dead.
You know what's fucked up?
He was insanely sick.
You know what's fucked up is I wasn't like I was malnourished. Like my parents like fed me, but they just like were like, hey, snacks might not be the best idea. So I didn't have snacks, and I'd be like fucking hungry after my sandwich, and I'd be like, Joe has a migraine. I'm gonna eat his shit. Because Rob would also bring a million things. You could steal his shit. Big Bucks, you could steal his fucking.
But the thing is, my only food back then was little cheese and crackers. That was my lunch for the whole day, and then like some Cheez-Its.
Yeah, but you wouldn't eat, bro. You'd be sitting in the corner, dude, with your fucking like head down, being like, "Oh, my migraine's so bad," in your white T-shirt. And I'm like, this kid's like fighting demons over there, dude. By junior and senior year, I got
Next
the
thing
bag.
you know, like I'm like,
I thought you had. I always thought you had cancer.
They thought I had cancer too.
I literally thought, dude, it was
I
like when I thought I
had a
had
stroke at a young
age.
age. So Joe, like when you had your migraines,
This is ocular. I heard it's from the Lyme disease that I got 3 times.
That
was wild, dude.
Joey would go into the woods and just never learn his lesson.
No, I got Lyme disease 3. And
How
like
did
they
you
say,
do
they
that?
say you have it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's a disease.
But they didn't treat it like that for me. They just kind of. I got like the bite with the ring. You get a ring around the bite. That means you have Lyme
How did
disease.
you manage Lyme disease 3 times?
Well, dude, this kid lived in the woods.
definitely
No, like
stunted
what? Like,
puberty.
it's so easy to like you like you do when you go into the woods. Would you like not like check your body
dude,
after?
I walk into my truck in Plymouth now. I get ticks.
Do you not
They
check?
love me.
Do you
They
like
love
check
my
yourself?
blood.
Dude, I had one in Connecticut. Dude.
Do you
I
like
was
do like a
lying in
full
bed
body
and
check or
fucking-
no?
I do,
all
but
the
if I'm
time.
out there for like 12
Dude,
hours a day,
all
it's
it
like
takes is
check.
a thing on like, especially because
Yeah.
like, you're
You
here
gotta
in
check.
high school. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Well, I
gotta
didn't get it in
deer
high
ticks are the
school.
ones that
It was
fuck you up, they're the
usually
small
before
ones.
middle. I think middle school was the last time I got Lyme disease. The 3rd time.
I've never gotten Lyme disease.
The medicine sucks, by the way. It's the grossest medicine you've ever take. But
I'm shocked I never got Lyme
Yeah,
disease.
because I check my body for ticks.
I checked them too.
it's not
but,
that I
like-
don't check with ticks, Aaron, but if I'm out there,
No, but he was like a forest kid, dude.
yeah,
He
I was
like
out there for 12 hours a day. I get Lyme disease.
Why
the
didn't you do
tick-
like a periodical check?
The tick would be gone before.
You got it like once an hour. You got to just like look at your legs real quick.
Dude, the tick would already have bitten.
You were
Jack
I would
by the time
rip
you get
off
them.
like 10 ticks for me like at night.
That is
And,
deranged.
and Maggie was always around you, too.
Yeah,
right?
so-
And
so she definitely
There's
carried
no
some
way
tick.
that dog did. Like, you had to have the.
I got more ticks than her, but that's because my look
Dude,
at
she
like,
definitely
You
brought
had
him
the
in.
best blood of all time, Joey.
dude, they love my blood. Like
You shouldn't be able to
look at that
donate.
hair. That picks up. That's a tick.
Dude, you shouldn't be
sweeper.
able to. That's like an Irish
I
wisp,
definitely-
though. You can't see that on camera.
That's probably true.
But dude, I forgot what I was
No,
gonna
I
fucking
definitely
say.
shouldn't donate
Were
blood.
you
No, yeah,
like
yeah, blood's bad.
like playing army in the woods kid? 24.
Yeah, I used to build
No,
forts.
not-
and
Dude,
not
we
in
used
the
to, like,
army.
yeah, we used to have like Nerf battles.
we
I had
what
airsoft battles.
We did with
When we were younger, you couldn't have them.
we had the neighborhood, and we would go and would pick out a territory. We lived in the Miles Sandwich State Forest, so we had a lot of woods. and would be like, we all have to build a fort. We're going to use this as the currency. And we'd pick like some object as the currency, and we'd do like trade. And then we would like, so like one person would be the person that scavenges bricks. So like,
it's like Steve Smith from American Dad when they're harvesting dog poop as a fucking...
It was literally like that. So we were out there 12. I was grinding, dude. You know, I'm always a grinder.
You were playing Rust in real life.
Well, that's why he's an engineer now, dude. Because he was out there grinding.
I built the dopest forts, dude. It was like stuff like you go on alone. We built forts,
but we played this game called Bunny Hunt, where one of our friends' dad was literally like he was a hunter, and he had one of those like high like what's the term for like how powerful an airsoft?
FPS.
Yeah, FPS like
feet per second.
Yeah, airsoft. When I hear FPS, I think frames per second, so it always throws me off now. But like he had one of those rifles, and he'd just get in his full ghillie suit. He'd like bring up to Maine, and we would just like walk around like the Pine Hills before it like they expanded it, and he would just like snipe at us throughout the woods. Like you just got hit. You just see like he would just be like walking down like Old Sandwich Road, and his dad would just be like perched up in a tree in a ghillie suit, just hunting us.
Dude,
that's a little whack.
My shit was manhunt. We would play like neighborhood-wide manhunt. You could hide in like anybody's yard. It's shocking. None of us got shot.
That was the same thing. We do that same
Dude,
exact
I
thing.
was so good in the shadows. I'd be in like the middle of people's yards, like not around bushes, but like I'd be so good at like knowing where the fucking shadow is.
The deepest shadow is, and you can just lay on the ground.
I was this goddamn sniper, bro. Like they would just call games off.
Dude, I would hide. You know how like people like suburban neighborhoods, they have like it's the front stoop, and there's like always like the bushes right next to it, like that. Sometimes if there isn't a porch. Like in my neighborhood, you know, my front yard, like my house, there isn't a front porch. It's just like the steps.
The houses are
and then there's like there's like the little grass and stuff. Like I would literally be like in people's bushes, like not homes I knew, because like you said, you get like half the neighborhood to play because there's like a bunch of kids, but there's also like the other half of the neighborhood like we're just adults who like didn't have kids, and I would literally just be like hiding in their like bush, like in their front step, like
dude,
just like
it's lucky no one was a fucking
no one cared.
It's lucky no one was a fucking creeper and
I know. I was thinking about that.
I know they snatched you.
We used to just go
you
and
play manhunt. You wouldn't be found for 2 hours, and then it's like you're gone.
You're getting diddled for 2 hours.
If you guys in some guy's basement, they need to get like a search warrant to find you. You're fucked.
Yeah, we used to find the biggest hill in our neighborhood. We didn't know the person. We just find a hill in the neighborhood. Whoever's on a hill, we just like take over their yard for like a whole day for sledding.
Yeah, we had a yard we sledded, and the lady was like saying she'd sue our family.
They'd come home from work and be like, "What the fuck is going on?" There's just like
this is what you get.
Like
you
30 kids in there.
My logic was always like being like 12 was like, yeah, you chose to live in this neighborhood. Like you made that conscious.
It's not my fault you have a hill.
Yeah, it's like not my fault. Like this is what the neighborhood is.
Dude, the stupid shit we used to do on each other's properties, like it is shocking none of us got sued. Because like people got fucked up in each other's yards.
I have a story about someone. I'll say the name after, but someone we know who's older than us, like probably not a whole generation older, but a generation older, would go. They were doing the same shit we did, and some guy came out on the front porch with a shotgun and just like blasting it, like "Get the fuck out of here!" And I live like more rurally, like not really, but like. They were on Miles. They were in Miles Standish, but you're not gonna be blasting shotguns at kids, and like all the parents tried to cover it up too. Like
cover it up.
They're like, don't talk about that. And I'm like, dude, that's sick.
Well, now it's on the record.
Oh, they can be. I haven't said any details, but you know who you are.
Well, dude, you couldn't pull that shit off now, dude. They'd have SWAT at your fucking house. Especially in Plymouth where you're at. Like, yeah, it's like quieter, but like...
I mean, it was like what you said. Something was in the water in that area.
That's a fucking weird... that whole fucking neighborhood's got some questionable fucking...
There was a former LA Angels, right? That's the baseball team.
Yeah, that's a baseball team.
Yeah.
He lived there. Some big shot from the 80s.
Oh, from the 80s.
What side did you sit from?
I have to ask my dad.
Yeah, I know.
It was
that was like when it was cool.
Shot.
Like you had the Blue Angels, like those are the flying people. Who were those guys? The Blue Angels.
Yeah,
not bad. I like it. I have a bottle. Dude,
the A's were good.
Yeah.
That was
a
90s.
fun time. But he lived there and he had a sick pool and he gave big candy bars for Halloween. I was like, yo, this guy rules. He had the biggest American flag I've probably ever seen.
But he has the shotgun.
He had like a commercial-sized American flag in his residential
Before we move in,
property.
I might go down the Cape before we move in, get fucking seafood,
Oh, they're off the record.
We should do a broil. Should we do a broil when we first move in?
Dude, I'm telling you.
I have had so until these chicken wings, I only had seafood for the past week every day.
I've been eating a lot of seafood.
That's like Catholic behavior, isn't it?
It might be. Maybe that's why I did it like subconsciously.
I don't give a fuck about the Friday stuff. I hate to say it. That shit was all a business proposition, dude. They needed fish people to sell fish.
They needed fish people.
No, that's like a historical thing too.
I don't know. I never felt
I've had 4 glasses of wine now, so I brought up a fucking thing earlier that was historical and it was right. Now I'm rambling, but like it was based on like they needed to sell fish. So they would be like the church, like I probably took a kickback, dude. I'm not saying the Pope was in on the fish market.
Is this a Roman thing or this?
Yeah, this is way back in around Christ time, dude.
I don't think it was Christ time.
Yeah, Lent was around Christ time, dude.
No,
the second Jesus died,
Lent's different than not eating fish.
Yeah, no, it isn't. During Lent on Fridays, you don't eat fish.
I don't think the fish part was added.
I don't deny it probably started as like a goofy religious
I don't know
thing.
when it was started, but it was started because of fish. It was started because of fish. That's all I know.
I don't think so. I'm looking it up.
Look it up. I hope it's right because then I'll be 4 glasses of wine.
This is what I was told at my church that talks about real.
Yeah, your church is fucking stupid. I'm talking about the Catholic
No, the
Church.
Christians were always practicing it.
Lent's been since day one. I know that.
Yeah, but I'm saying the fish thing was like later on.
Fish
but it was brought
first
up
anniversary
Friday origin. I'm just gonna do that.
on that.
I don't want the Bible version though. I want the fucking historical version.
I know. I don't know who to ask for that.
Look up.
I'm gonna do NPR. Do we trust NPR?
No. Look up. Look up
NPR.
fish during
I know someone
Lent
doesn't
because of fish.
Oh, are we?
Market.
So
look up something like that.
Are we talking fish on Friday? Or are we talking?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the historical context of it was that fish salesmen were having a hard time or something. So during Lent they pushed like on Fridays eating fish.
But I heard that too, but I didn't think it was that long ago. I thought it was more.
It was a long time.
I thought
ago.
it was like 1800s time.
Maybe even that, but I don't. Look up when. Look up the meat thing. Look up the meat thing.
Fish on Fridays. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, you eat fish on
Fridays. Okay, I want to make sure I got it. That's why. You're
not supposed to eat meat on Fridays.
I'm not going to look up U.S. Catholic. That's not a good source.
You should probably just look up why can't you eat meat on Fridays, because then it will probably tell you the historical reason. All I drink is wine now. All my money came from the Charlie Brown balloon.
What if I accidentally eat meat on Fridays?
I hate bald boys.
This is all the money I have.
It's gonna keep getting smaller and smaller unless I make a deal with you.
You can't get a single source on this.
Yeah, they want to cover it up.
Crazy.
They want to cover up.
USA Today, I don't even trust.
Hey, here's the deal. It's like the
WWL-TV.
It's like
that's a top. That's the top one.
It's a lot of Christian stuff.
It's like, dude. It's like
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
It's like how Christmas is really Jesus was supposed to be born in July because of the stars and shit. They're like he was born in July, not December. But the reason was that the Christian people were like, oh, we want to compete with Saturnalia. Yeah. I think it's a very similar thing, but with fish. I love how we just cook shit and eat shit during the podcast. We do this once a week. We can't fucking sit down and do the fucking podcast, Aaron.
He doesn't want to eat too late.
Dude, we're drinking wine now. It's Spanish time. You eat wine. You eat dinner at like 10 o'clock.
What time is it? It is 10 o'clock.
No, it isn't. It's 9:15.
Okay,
Let's fucking relax.
Oh, well, I didn't know.
We've
been going.
9:15.
So
that reassures me.
ChatGPT is paid off by the Catholics.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't trust sources on this. I read it somewhere.
But this is the reasoning. All right, so giving up something they enjoy, Catholics seek to make small sacrifice in remembrance of the ultimate sacrifice. So, additionally, the act
I didn't ask Jesus to die for me.
The act of abstaining from meat on Fridays can also be seen as a way of expressing solidarity with the poor.
Because they ate fish. Because fish was for poor people?
Well, I mean, meat, like I said,
meat's expensive.
We're circling back, dude. Meat's a luxury, except for fish.
Oh, okay. So kind of
I think a steak once a week is ethical.
Here's the deal. I think the Catholic Church paid off ChatGPT. I'm not going to fucking be on the record. I don't need the Vatican to come snipe me because I'm saying that. But I think realistically, they're not going with the poor people. I think I was right about the fucking fish thing.
Yeah, it's not answering. It's not giving me a straight
Yeah, it's not giving you an answer. It doesn't want to.
ChatGPT.
But they're saying like Catholic people wanted to associate with the poor people, whatever.
You know, that's
like same thing I was saying.
When you go and look for all this, like when I go, I'm like, what's this Bible verse that it like is like the Christians being super socialist? I'm like, I just want to read this one over. And then it's like, what this actually says. And I'm like, oh, great.
You just got to buy yourself a Bible.
I still remember.
I have a Bible, and then I go and look it up.
I've read the entire Bible.
I need to get a Greek translation.
Greek?
Well,
you gotta get
don't get the different translations.
Don't get the Catholic Bible. Get the
here's
real
the deal,
Bible.
dude. Who's got the Vatican? Who's got the money? It's the fucking Catholics.
See,
dude.
There's a little history lesson for you people. Catholics had like a good moral high ground until the bubonic plague, and then all the priests died because they were given last rites. And they all got sick, obviously, because they're like praying over people.
So we
sacrificed. And then the Catholic Church, like, we need to get some heads, and we're gonna have to lower the standards a little bit. And that's when you got the.
Really, I like this little conspiracy.
So what Joey's trying to tell us is the paraphrased version of how Irish people became Catholic.
So the plague started diddlins. Is that what you were talking about?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's been diddlins forever, but.
Part of it requires
if diddlin's the standard, if diddlin's the standard,
some of the diddlins, cut them out.
But in the Renaissance, the Catholic Church was the only reason we got all that art and shit.
Yeah, dude, the Catholic Church is low-key dope, dude. We're not fucking. You don't have a dope ass gold fucking.
So they basically would take an
dope.
engineer, an artist, or whoever, and they say, "Hey, we're gonna pay for everything."
Here's the deal.
Where do you get that gold, Coop?
Here's the deal. I don't know where the Catholics got the gold. I don't fucking care, but they got the gold.
The Roman Empire.
Here's the deal: if you want to pay to the Catholic Church,
that's
why I don't go to church anymore. I don't want to feel morally obligated to pay 10% of my fucking income to go sit in mass and listen to this fucking guy talk about this shit about God. If God fucking loves all of us, dude, he should love me doing a podcast and drinking a bottle of wine.
That's what my Christianity was.
Your Christianity is fake, though.
That's what you wanted, though.
No, but I don't want it. I want the guilt, too. Because if I wouldn't be the man
you get the guilt just by being Irish in Massachusetts, so no matter what.
No, but you don't have the real guilt. You're not a Catholic. You're not an Irish Catholic. That's like a next level. You're like an Irish.
I have the guilt.
They'd probably kill you over there. I hate this.
What happened?
What the heck? Oh, my thing died.
It's ChatGPT.
Your phone died?
No, the arm.
Why does the arm have a battery?
I know it's dumb.
Why would it move too when it dies?
What are you gonna do?
We gotta find something.
Can you set it? Prokop, plug it in for a second. Prokop, plug it in for a second.
What, your thing?
Yeah, just what chargers the thing take? Don't do that.
You need to charge your phone and...
No. What is the stabilizer take?
USB-C. Do you have USB-C?
I do.
Okay, there we go. Let's not be fucking idiots here.
Play some fucking...
Pause the audio. I'm gonna get up and fucking go pee real quick.
No, I'm not gonna pause it. I'm gonna cut
We're just cut it. Well, like, do you cut the audio all the time? Shut the fuck up.
See you guys.
Now that I stood up, the wine kind of hit me.
We're back in a minute.
I like when you
just unplug whatever you want.
I'm a big fan of when episodes start to crumble.
Unplug the TV. I'm sick.
Your assistance in this Catholic debate. He's trying to be seem like a crazy.
I kind of zoned out. Scratch me up real quick. What is that?
The worst mac and cheese I've ever had.
Where's that place from?
Or Middle Summer.
I just need to lift weights.
And we're back.
I just need to lift weights every once in a while.
Oh, is this where we return? Because I got a barbell and my hamstrings are killing me. I made the investment.
Your hamstrings?
I'm following Chet's ethic and like just doing it, so I'm just gonna do it. So I bought a barbell, and oh boy, I'm ready.
What are you doing with it?
Just a lot of deadlifts and probably over shoulder.
Dude, don't do deadlifts. This is sacrilege.
Hey, you're
to a lot
fucking
of people.
27 years old.
It's too late for deadlifts.
Deadlifts are when you're 18 and your body can fucking recover.
My buddy's been doing it. He's 3 years older than me, and his legs look great. So
doesn't matter.
No,
He's gonna throw his fucking back out one day.
Yeah.
It's just gotta happen. Deadlifts are fucking
it's so bad for your back.
Even squatting, bro.
Well,
even squatting, bro. I'm not doing squats when I go back to the gym.
Squatting's not as bad, but it's still.
It's not good for your back, weights. Bro, I'm not put a fucking 145 pounds on your fucking back. There's no way.
I can't do deadlifts because I fuck up my back every time.
I'm trying to build.
I mean, you're probably not doing an insane amount of weight either.
No, I'm not. I'm not ripping immediately. I'm not going to throw.
Dude, when I was in high school, I was doing the Olympic lifts.
I'm trying to build the quads back up.
When I was in high school, I was doing the Olympic lifts for the fucking place that I did for sports training. And when I was younger, I didn't push it because I had a legitimate weight coach who was like, all right, this is what you're ready for.
When did you have a weight coach?
Dude,
when were you a lifter?
All of high school, dude.
I didn't even know that.
Bro, I was low-key.
You should have came to the gym with me and Rob.
I didn't need to go to the gym with you and Rob because I didn't fucking need you bozos telling me what to do. I went to a coach that was specifically for baseball, dude. He wasn't even that expensive. He was just the guy that liked my dad. We came in and I did it 3 days a week.
Do you know what? It's kind of crazy. You know what Chris is doing now? I'm gonna say his name because he's my brother.
What?
He's doing exercises and stretches and shit for golfers.
That's sick, dude. That's such a fucking good thing to get into. Because then all these old timers do have fucking
they're 80 and they're like, I only really want to keep my golf game going.
This is
it's basically just telling them to do twist, just twist your body.
Hey, move it. Besides just when you golf, idiot. Yeah. Your body's supposed to move. But then I'd go in the gym when I was working out in college and I'd be like, I can deadlift fucking 215. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm throwing out my back trying to deadlift 215.
Jesus, Coop.
No,
that's insane.
Dude, when I used to go to the gym with Dan, dude, we were putting up fucking stupid weight on squats. And I was squatting 3 days a week because I want to squat all the time.
I literally popped my rib doing overhead press the other day with weights. I'm at the point where I might just purely do machines for the rest of my life.
I wish barbells weren't so expensive. I really don't get why they are.
So, I found one for $80. And
that's stupid.
But I had an Amazon gift card, so it was $30.
You should look into the sandbags. You should be able to once.
Oh, that's what everyone. Okay, that's what you guys said last week. That's what it was.
I don't. Yeah, I was saying. I don't know if we talked about the sandbag bags.
Yeah,
because then you can just take out bags of sand, and I have that for a weighted vest for when I hike or run, and it's so easy. To just adjust.
I might get a weighted vest.
Yeah, but those are huge. You look kind of
I do want to do
a
reps again. I haven't done reps in a while. That's why.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, nothing beats weightlifting. But
nothing beats it.
But I was hiking the power lines doing my little run, and I had the weighted vest. And I was like, ooh, I kind of look like a bomber right now. It's a big, bulky vest.
Oof,
shit.
That's a bad
I
look.
put my phone in it, too, with, the charging cable. It's just
There's a timer.
Who's this guy? He's a utility terrorism.
Utility. Do you guys see the Irish throwing Molotov cocktails at the English cop car I sent you?
To it. Aaron and me were talking about that.
Hey guys, again, I just want to make it known on another podcast. On St. Patrick's Day, I thought it'd be funny. I think their dress is. I think the concept of an Irish terrorist is just funny because they're little leprechaun people, and they're really hard to take seriously. When I went over there, I was not scared at all, and
what side were you on?
The only time I was scared was when there was a few people who look like Conor McGregor. Or who had a neck tattoo and you're like, oh, this guy's fucking crazy. But then it's you look at some of these guys in their bowl cuts, none of them know how to do fades. And you just sit there and you'd be like, this guy's 5'7". I'm realistically, I just need to Heisman this guy away long enough for Joe and Aaron to recognize it. And I should be good.
The thing was, you were actively seeking that confrontation out.
Well, dude, I was fucked.
It wasn't oh man, if this guy comes out of nowhere, it was if I'm an asshole,
that was over a year ago.
Cause a problem.
By the way. That was fucking crazy.
Should we go back?
I want to go back. I want to go back in the summer. I realistically can't take off October. And
so if we're doing, I don't know if I can do a week any other time.
How about like 4 days? Let's go to Ireland. 5 days. Yeah. I can go for longer. He can just go home. We can stay for longer.
Yeah, we can stay for a little.
Yeah, dude. I need to use mine in the summer.
They'll probably let me work over there. Worst case.
Brooklyn and I might go somewhere for.
I just don't want to be a dick. I start a new job and I'm like, oh, take off a week.
Dude, that's what jobs. How many days off do you have?
Unlimited. Like, it's not that type of job.
So take off a fucking week.
That type of job.
So take off a week.
I have like what's it called? Manage your own. I'm like, manage my own.
That's what I mean. Me
this liberty. It's just the state I live in. Like, there's a list of states that get it. I'm like, oh yes.
No, it's managed. Rhode Island. I get managed.
If you were
your
in Mass,
own.
I think you'd get the same. But.
No, but it's not that. It's like a small enough company where it's like you gotta. I don't know. I'm new enough where I don't want to be a dick for the next couple months.
Yeah, if you don't do much for the next couple months, then you like earned it. And it's not like earned it. But
but like if I go hard, then yeah. Dude, and I'm already taking like a week off in August.
For what?
For Cape.
Dude, work from the Cape.
I'm not going to be able to. No, this is not a game I can work. This is not like a gig I can work from the Cape. This is going to be like me travel. Like I'm going to New Jersey next week. Like
that sucks.
I'm everywhere.
Where in New Jersey are you going?
I don't know, some stupid place in New Jersey.
What do you have to do there in New Jersey? Just talk.
I got to do a site audit and sell the company. Basically.
Well, you're sales too.
There's no way Sweet Green is healthy. By the way, I'm eating this salad and I'm like,
I get the bowls. I get the rice bowls from there. I don't get the salads.
It doesn't taste like the salads I make at home. Take a bite of that if you want. Try a little bite of it.
I don't.
It's no dude. There's no meat in there. If I make a salad at home,
I see kale. I'm seeing kale right away.
It's kale, spinach, arugula. It looks like carrots, beets. It's like a dill dressing.
The problem with the dressing is immediately. I'm not saying this dressing is like not healthy, but
I don't assume it is.
Like the dressing is like a lot of calories.
They say it's not though, dude. These salads have like under 400 calories, dude.
I believe that, but
that salad is like oh yeah,
it's a good salad.
No, it's a good salad.
But if you made that at home, that would suck dick. That would not be. They're
doing something with the sauce.
It's the sauce, but it's like the freshness of the vegetables too. I genuinely feel like when you go to this, that's the one thing. If you go to a restaurant and you pay a decent amount of money for a meal, it's like the stuff's like fresh and you can tell the difference. Like even the supermarket, bro, you're like, oh, this is just not as good as what I can get at a restaurant. That's why I'm like, I'd rather spend a little extra on a restaurant than go to some shit restaurant because it's like, oh, I could have made this at home.
It's probably the way they store it or something. I don't know.
It's the store, but I think it's like, dude, they just get it quicker, dude. And it's probably from better fucking. If you're getting shipped from Cisco.
Sweet Green's great. I like Sweet Green.
Yeah, dude, they got the fucking people fucking milling the kale back there, dude. They're just grinding kale all day.
I'm still a proponent of the Wendy's salad.
The Wendy's
salad. I'm not going to say it's the freshest thing in the world, but it's low calories. It tastes pretty fucking good. Oh, it fills you up more than the 4 for $4. Like,
are they putting something in it?
I can't eat fast food during the day. We went to Smash Burger at work the other day. Like, not the other day, probably like a month ago now. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fall asleep. I can't eat this shit during the day. No, I need to eat. If I eat during the day, the heaviest I can go is Chipotle. I want to go a sandwich.
You eat a whole thing at Chipotle though.
In the office sometimes, because I just do it because I'm bored, and I'll just sit there and like look.
I don't think I could do Chipotle. I could do.
I don't get a lot on it though. I don't get the sour cream. I could maybe do a 4 for 4.
I could do a 4 for 4.
I get half sour cream, and then I get normal cheese.
Is this a bowl?
I never get the queso. Yeah, bowl. I don't get guac either because I feel like the guac's too much.
I don't know. I can't even eat a whole.
I do rice, beans, corn.
Yeah, no, that's what I get too. I don't think I could eat a whole one without falling asleep.
It matters. You order online, they're not filling you with double scoop of
my
rice.
thing is, I do a wrap. So it's a wrap, but I do. They call it Greek wrap. It's got like hummus. It got feta.
They have that at Chipotle?
There's no meat. There's no meat. No, this is like any place. But But I'm saying if you don't eat meat in the middle of the day, I feel like the meat is what gets you.
It can't be. But it can't be. I can eat chicken, but it can't be fried. It needs to be like grilled chicken at most. I can't really eat a burger during the middle of the day. Burger's like a dinner meal for me.
Yeah.
I need to be like, or it's a weekend meal.
When I was working from home, lunch was probably my biggest meal of the day.
I didn't eat at home, dude. I don't really eat lunch. It's fucked. I don't eat until like nighttime, dude. I'm like nocturnal eater.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at that.
Because I don't
I'd
like
rather
eating
eat
in the
a big
office.
lunch
I'd rather work.
and then the rest of the day you're just not eating.
See, what I look at it as, and I've always looked at it as, at work, is like if I don't eat lunch and I'm ever caught on my phone or anything during the day, I can just be like, I don't take lunch, bro. Like some people take the hour. Like, dude, the kid who just started at work, there's no way he's gonna find this podcast, but he'll leave for the full hour. He's like, I get an hour, leave for. I respect it, dude. I just don't take lunch. Like I would every once in a while. I'll never take it not at my desk. Like people go down to the cafe at my work. They'll go down. One of them reads a book. Other ones like talk to people. But like I don't. If I eat lunch, I'll eat it at my desk.
That's weird. Weird to me that you would not eat at your desk or eat.
Some people
you're
like
already there. You know what I mean?
If you work with older people, though, like a lot of the people I work with are slightly older, like who are in the office every day. So it's like that's their like social circle for the most part, dude. So it's like I get it a little bit more.
I always eat and type.
I like being alone, dude. I hate to say it, like this guy came over today, the guy who called me Connor forever, and that came out.
Did he figure it out?
Oh, did I never tell this on the podcast?
I don't think you did. I haven't heard this.
That's fucked. So, dude, I'm sitting at we just had this big national conference, and I'm sitting there next to the guy who's like in charge of wine for the whole company, and I'm fucked because he was explaining the wines to me. And we had like 4 or 5 wines to try. I had 2 glasses of each because this one guy was fucked, and so like I was all right. I wasn't gonna look bad. So this guy and I were talking for enough like semi-professionally where I was like, "Hey Scott, shit, cut that out."
At this point, it's too late.
No, it isn't. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna find it, bro. None of these people are gonna find it. But even if they do, I'm not talking in a bad way. But I'm like, this guy, because he came kind of into the room we were in, I'm like, he calls me Connor all the time, and I feel bad. Nicole told me. Cut it.
It's not your best look, but what?
But I'm like, he told me he's sensitive. I don't want to correct him because like I appreciated he always said hi to me and talked to me because like him and I had like he remembered conversations we had. But he just was mistaken what my name was. So I'm like, can you like, if he says Connor, can you just like correct him for me? He's like, yeah, I got you. And the guy comes over, doesn't even say my name. He's like, it's Cooper. It's Cooper. It's not Connor. Dude, absolutely fucks me over.
I would have had a panic attack. I could feel the stomach drop.
I was sitting there like trying to hold it together because at that point, the waitress came over, and everyone's kind of drinking at this point because it's the last night of the thing. And the waitress comes over. I'm like, is it too late for espresso martinis? And she's like, I don't think so. I'm like, well, I'll take one then. So I'm already trashed. And then this happens. So I'm sitting there like, he's like, I've been calling you Connor the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, but it's on me at this point. Like, I haven't corrected you, just like very nice. And dude, like, he was like devastated, bro. It was tough. And then he went in back and we're eating. The next course comes out, we're eating. He comes back over. He's like, I wasn't able to eat my last course. He's like, I feel so bad. And I think he was fucking with me. But I was like,
oh, that's good.
And then
Cooper's just talking to us. He's not even talking to his mic at this point.
I am talking to you. Dude,
like,
the wine I don't drink wine, dude.
Are
so
you on
like
5 now?
Dude, I'm finishing the bottle. The bottle came out. I'm not taking it
glass.
home.
I'll help you with that.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it? Dude,
Yeah, it's
pretty
dry.
good.
Like I said, I
It
like
is dry.
dry wines. I don't
It's a
like.
rosé too, so it's a little floral. But
Good sipper.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna get into fucking wines. It's gonna be really easy, especially
I
if I
feel
get
like
it
it's
for
not
cheap.
a bad look.
It's not, dude. Because like someone was talking to me about just going to Amsterdam and fucking Paris, and he was talking to me about how the protests over there. They were just like handing out pamphlets at roadblocks, and they're like, "Can you come and protest for us next week?" Like people are just chilling over there normal, and then they're burning down half the. Yeah, just stick your fingers in there. Use the fork, dude.
We've already made it clear we're using our fingers. It's happened 3 times.
Yeah, but that's because I was doing a little taste.
It doesn't matter. It hurts, but it doesn't totally make it less bad.
Yeah, but it's almost worse. He's gonna put his mouth on the fork again. So.
Picked it up from the top. I picked it up from the top.
Talk about not speaking in your mic.
I'm not talking. Tastes like a little bit like soap. That piece of lettuce.
Okay.
Just sharing, you know.
You should get poke bowls.
Yeah, we should make poke bowls.
See, I'm not, dude.
I'm not
is
making
it
them.
salmon?
Yeah, you go to
Salmon
H Mart
or tuna.
You go to H Mart,
but
and
like,
it's like meant.
I see.
You don't just get like
there's this one
salmon
place,
from like.
I can't remember where the fuck I got these, but like I got like tuna tartare recently. Not tuna tartare, tuna something. And the chunks
We're doing a podcast, by the way.
Can you guys quiet down?
Shut the
We got
fuck up.
29 listeners listening to us.
It sounds like 30 people are running
What
through
are
the
you
hall.
But
rambling
like, don't fucking. Here's the deal, dude.
What?
Enough of that. But
Continue.
the tuna's too thick, so like you're chewing
do you
it.
mean?
It's like
What do you
this
mean?
thick. I like when the tuna's thinner, because then it's less like fleshy. I kind of like the texture.
I think
better
you're
when
just
it's
like
thinner.
I think that's just
you're
bad
picturing.
tuna.
I think you're picturing
No, it's
something.
not bad tuna. It's just too thick.
See, a poke bowl when I do them is you go to H Mart, which is
I'm
literally
not talking
giant.
in a poke bowl. I had it in something else.
Yeah,
but
but
it
we
was, like,
started
raw.
talking about.
We're talking
Poke
raw
bowls
tuna,
are
too.
raw fish, so I'm talking about raw fish, dickhead.
Yeah, and
I'm talking about
bringing
a different.
it back to poke bowls while it's okay, because it sounded like you were getting into it, being like, I don't want to eat poke bowls because of this bad experience I had.
It wasn't a bad experience. It's just like I enjoy tuna better when it's thinner.
Well, so
But, like,
like,
what is
I've
thin
never.
tuna?
How
It's
do
supposed to
you
be, like,
store
cubed
raw
up.
tuna? How do you store raw tuna? Just in the
It
fridge.
shouldn't be stored ever. It should honestly be.
That's what I mean. That's what
it
I'd
should
rather just
honestly be
go-
fresh off the boat.
Yeah, you gotta be
onto
at
a
the
thing of
docks.
ice
We should
and
go
read
We
it.
should go to the docks.
We should go to fucking
Not
lobster
these
trap.
docks. We
No,
should go to,
no,
here's the
not
deal.
the
We get in the,
passers.
we
We go
get
to
in the-
lobster trap.
Here's the deal. We should do it for the content too.
Yeah.
We'll fucking videotape in the car. We drive up to Gloucester where they fucking wicked tuna people come in.
Yeah.
And we get some fucking tuna. Like the first day we move in.
Yeah.
We get tuna. We get some fucking clams. We drive up to Gloucester.
We gotta
We'll
look
maybe
nice.
golf or something. We don't need it.
Tuna, clams,
yeah, you
lobster.
because they're not gonna
some
they're gonna give
corn,
you shit if you don't
a
look
little
nice.
clam bake.
I'll walk
Maybe
in
the
there and I'll be
shit
like,
tuna.
I'll walk in there with my hand like this. And I'll be like, if you give me bad fucking tuna, dude.
Dude, you look like every other guy in Gloucester. We gotta go to that fish market we walked past.
No, I don't want Boston.
I don't trust seafood
You
in
know that
Boston.
TikTok
I want
guy who's
the
like,
experience.
This is,
no, you
this
get
is how
good
rich
seafood in
people do
Boston.
This is how
but
really
I want the
rich
experience
people
of
do
going.
this.
I want to go to
I'm
the
saying
docks
I
in
want them
Gloucester.
to be afraid that they're gonna give us the bad tuna.
Yeah, exactly. And the
So we'll dress up.
Maybe
Can
we'll,
we like actually do a clam bake?
dude. I'm saying.
need to. We did
I'm
one
saying.
we did
Here's
one
the
at our
deal.
apartment
We're
before.
saying this on the record. The first day we move into the apartment, we will be filming it. We will be going to Gloucester. We'll be getting fucking seafood. We'll be having a fucking.
Can I be
boil.
quite honest?
We'll smoke cigars. We'll drink wine.
We'll
on the
be
back
there at
porch,
8
and
a.m.
have
That's when they get
Can
back.
I be honest though?
What?
If we're going up that north direction,
Might as well hit Encore.
we
man.
might as well hit the pipeline.
We should get up.
We might as well hit the
we should
pipeline.
we should get up at
we'll
midnight.
get coolers. We'll get coolers. We'll throw it in the back.
No. We shouldn't do that. We should get up at midnight. We hit.
Get up at midnight.
Here's the deal. We get up at midnight. We go to Encore, right? We go to Encore. We play until like 5:30.
I don't think I could last 5.5 hours.
All right, maybe we go at 3 a.m. We play till 5:30. The money we make from that,
We go buy fish.
we go buy
go-
seafood.
we go
And
buy
if
some
we
fish.
lose all the money, we buy seafood regardless. And we go to Gloucester. Maybe we can stop at Route 1, dude. We can stop at the fucking Hooters, dude. Get some
What's
wings.
open at 4 in the morning in Massachusetts?
Dude, Hooters never closes, I'm pretty sure.
I want to see who they got out there at 4 a.m.
Yeah, what kind of creatures are in Route 1? Bro, you know what we definitely
Route 1
need?
in Saugus,
What
dude.
we definitely need for the apartment is like one of those big pots that you
on the
like cook
record.
a lobster in. You know,
Yeah,
like the ones that are like
yeah.
big.
We'll get one.
We'll get one of those, and we're just gonna constantly have because I want to make steamers. We need steamers going all the
This is
time.
gonna be a seafood summer. You've heard it here first.
It's gonna be a
This is gonna
seafood
be
summer.
a seafood
The
summer.
amount of microplastics we'll be shitting out. We'll be shitting out Legos.
Dude, we're gonna actually. I'm gonna have credit cards coming out of my fucking ass.
Joey's gonna have a filter on the toilet to collect them and then 3D print them.
Yeah, we'll put it back in the 3D printer. No, but I think What times they go? Like the fishermen, for whatever reason, go out at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Earlier. I feel like.
Yeah, because for whatever reason the fish.
They gotta go to the pipeline.
So what time do they think they get back to port? They probably get there at like 8, 9 a.m. We gotta be down there early. We're getting the fish from the Wicked
Dude, we
Tuna
should
guys.
call ahead and be like, "Here's the deal,
Let's
dude."
call Wicked Tuna.
No. We should call Wicked Tuna.
Why don't we just go to like the
No, we should call the fucking
wholesale market.
I'm sure we call the no. We call somewhere in Gloucester and we're like, here's the deal, dude. If a tuna comes
Dan's
in
from Gloucester.
if he doesn't live
But
there
like, how
anymore.
much tuna do we want? Like,
The whole thing. I want the full carcass of the tuna.
that thing is like 1,000 pounds, dude. That's gonna be so much money.
Big animal.
That's so much money.
How much money's tuna?
Why don't
by
we
the
just go
pound?
to like a Gloucester wholesaler?
What if we go one day and we just watch? We just watch and see what people do. The next day we go.
Dude, we should treat it like this isn't a thing that's ever been done before. Meanwhile, like hundreds of people walking past us to like past like the Wood Seafood of Gloucester, where like, oh, I'll just get like a pound of this, and this. We're like, how did you guys get the seafood?
It's true. We could just.
I
go
hate to say it.
Plymouth.
Listen to this Google search. Right, it's tuna by the pound off the boat, Gloucester price.
Off the boat.
God, we could actually. It'd be so
Why
sick.
not?
Dude, why did I think Google would fuck?
Ask ChatGPT.
What did it say? What did it say?
So I said tuna by the pound off the boat, Gloucester price.
What's so funny about that? I'm kind of missing the joke.
I don't know why I thought I just like a number would come up.
Oh, I see.
Like I
But
just
there's no, like,
expected
no
Google-
website. Like there's no like.
Wicked good. 17, 1.6.
Wait, I got an idea.
The boat in Gloucester.
It says 17.67 a pound.
That's not a bad price. That's not terrible.
I mean, I'm fucking trying to find this.
Oh, it's thinking. It's taking a while to think. Oh, don't give me that.
2 Atlantic bluefin tuna steaks weighing a total 1.6 pounds at 17.95
They
a
say
pound.
you should be able to look it up.
It's around 77
Do your own
dollars
work.
per pound.
Dollars per pound off the boat.
77 cents
The
dollar per
Wicked
pound.
Tuna guys.
Not the Wicked Tuna guys, maybe, but that's what Google's saying the average is. So, how much does a normal bluefin tuna weigh?
Oh, it's a lot.
You're saving them money because you don't have to cut it up.
Between 500 and 555 pounds. So, if we times that,
We get a full.
What do we
tuna.
got to win at
that's
the
only
pipeline?
$385 for
You
tuna.
did cents.
It's only 77 cents per pound.
I don't buy that. 77 cents per pound.
But that said $17 per pound.
$1,300. I think we could do that. Dude, if you guys subscribe to the Patreon, we could definitely get a
You
bluefin
can definitely
tuna.
get, and you're
All
invited,
red.
and you're
But
invited
we'd have
too.
to know how to. We could do a bluefin tuna bake in the backyard.
Well, I'm thinking we get some clams. We gotta get some clams.
I found.
How
the,
much do you
I
think
found
it
the
would be to
wholesaler.
hire a Japanese sushi chef for our backyard?
What are you tacking on here?
Oh yeah,
one of
guys,
the
I found
pictures.
it.
He
I
gets to
found
eat
it.
too, though. He gets
Look
to
at
eat
this
too.
fucking list they have. Oh, this is it. This is the market.
Gloucester market.
This is the marketplace. We got haddock, 10 pounds, $170.
Here's what I want. I want mussels because we should do the white wine.
We want mussels.
We want mussels. I want little necks
Yeah,
Nice
they got little
Italian
necks.
recipes.
They have little necks.
because we can just
Seafood
steam.
salad,
We
I
can
don't
just
know.
steam steamers.
I don't cook.
Hey,
I don't cook too
little
much
necks are
seafood.
just steamers.
Scallops.
Yeah,
Pasta
that's what I
de
steam.
So we could get dude,
Some lemon
so we get-
sauce,
no,
maybe a little
pasta de
pasta.
We do. I'm
Lemon
saying we do that
pasta?
with the mussels, dude. We do the.
I'm
I
gonna
say we
vomit.
get fucking. Here's the deal. For Christmas at Brooklyn's
Christmas?
parents' house. No, for Christmas at Brooklyn's parents' house, I bought them we bought them mussels and clams, and I only bought them 2 or 3 pounds, and there was a lot of mussels and clams, but I'm not thinking 2 or 3 pounds. I'm thinking we buy 10 pounds of clams and mussels.
Like we want this to be an all.
I want to feast. I want to sit on this
The
porch.
thing is,
No,
we'll get some coolers.
no.
We'll get
I
some
want to
coolers.
bring the
After
big
we
boil
move-
thing outside and have it going, and I want to sit there on our front stoop, eating it and having people be like, "What are they doing?" And just like we just have so much food. We're inviting people over. Like we can afford to give strangers. No, that's the thing. People are like, we can afford to be like, "You want to have a clam?"
No, because
we'll send them on their way.
I don't want
we'll send them on their way. No, they're gone. They get one clam.
I want to eat
gone.
about 5 pounded clams and then need to crawl up the stairs.
We need to make home.
We're gonna be in the yard.
We're gonna be sprawled on the yard.
Plastic overdose.
Do we get tuna?
Are we gonna get white wine too for this?
What day is June 1st?
Let's find out.
I think it's
I got my phone.
Do we take the Tuesday off?
No. If it's a
Why June 1st?
That's our move-in date.
Oh, okay.
No, it can't be that. It can't be that day. Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
Fuck. Okay, we'll wait till the weekend.
No, it's June.
Hold on. Thursday.
Yeah, so I might take Friday off.
We'll do Saturday.
No, what if we just
I might take Friday off
to get there.
We move shit in Thursday night because it's not dark until like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
We move shit in Thursday night. We get up Friday. We just bring our beds.
You guys are looking to look like maniacs.
We are maniacs.
Get up Friday morning, and the first thing we do, we go to fucking Gloucester. We get all this seafood. We come back
and we start cooking.
There's no way.
Need multiple.
There's no way people are still listening to this, dude. You're like a true friend. You should definitely.
We need multiple big pots of seafood. Like, do you know those guys on TikTok? Okay, do you know the guys on TikTok, Coop, who like cook outside because they have like the broilers, whatever? We need to have like 4 big containers.
Do we get steaks?
Dumped with seafood.
Do we order Omaha steaks for June 1st at the
I don't want
apartment?
surf and turf. I want surf.
I think this one we just do surf.
Yeah, this is a surf.
I think we got a whole summer of.
All right, here's the deal. This might be a crazy take.
Yeah.
Almost at an hour and a half.
Saturday surf.
Saturday what?
I'm picturing
Sunday turf, dude. We get a tomahawk steak.
Saturday surf, Sunday turf.
I'm picturing people living
So Saturday we do white wine, rosés with the seafood. Sunday we break out the fucking red wine, dude.
Wait, Saturday's like an hors d'oeuvre day. Like we're picking at the food. There's no meal. It's just we're picking at the oysters.
We get oysters, dude. We're doing.
We
seafood.
need every possible.
We're fucking up the seafood. All right, and we're
You're
doing.
there, Pro Cop, by the way. I realize that.
We're doing lagers. I think it would be.
No, stouts go with clams.
I think it would be a great day if we were able to get a Japanese sushi chef down there.
This is what I'm thinking.
We get a full.
This is what I'm thinking.
But if we want to,
we need to get a full tuna. We can just chop it off.
No, we do surf Saturday.
Surf Saturday.
Turf
Pour me a bowl of
Sunday.
it.
And then the people, the roommates
It's
with
not a
us,
lot at
the
all.
roommates, they're not our roommates, but like the people in that building, they're like, oh, geez, these guys are fucking celebrating. Next weekend, Saturday, 10 a.m., we got a hibachi chef out there.
You're such a scumbag.
Is this going to be every week?
It's fine. No. I don't want it. It was more the principle of it.
The principle of it.
All right, he can listen back and hear it.
I earned this, dude.
Okay, sorry.
I'm thinking,
Here's the deal. How about you run down to the car and get my
I'm
other
not
bottle
doing
of
that.
wine?
yeah, you should get it.
That's not happening. So like we weren't even arguing.
you should
Like,
get it.
It ends. I will go into my room and not come out if you even try again.
Can you
You
guys
work from home.
Back to the seafood company because I'm not going to your car.
Seafood Saturday.
I'll go, but will you drink it?
No, I don't want to drink. I wanted a little bit left. And
Is it a rosé?
It's not rosé. It's red wine.
Oh yeah, I'll drink it then. I don't need to drink the whole thing though.
But that's the problem. It's a cork one. It's not a twist.
Then I don't need it then. I don't need it.
have
We
your
went to
wine back.
motels.
Take this wine. I want it, but like it seems like you want it.
No, I don't need it that much.
I want it.
Yeah, then drink it.
Cooper. I am already like.
Okay.
Can we stop talking about seafood? Because honestly, I'm gonna be sick to my stomach, upset that we're not having this now.
I'm saying every
I don't know
weekend.
how you guys can eat it.
I want the other people in the building to be upset with us.
No.
With
See,
the amount
I'm
of themes
different.
that we have.
That true.
every
I want them to.
weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna seem like be jealous. Like we're gonna be like a sitcom. Like it's gonna be like they're gonna be like
they're like so the first weekend they're like, oh, these guys are moving in. They're like,
Like,
all right, they're having a surf on Saturday and a turf on Sunday. Everyone does it.
Everyone does
And then the next weekend we bring out a hibachi chef. We have them down there. They're like, dude, what the fuck?
and then we have a keg party, and then we're playing
We should get
charades.
Dan Wood out there with his fucking smoker and it's like. And we should get
Should we
him
get a smoker
He
too?
has to start
Dude,
smoking.
I'm gonna be
it on
real.
Thursday.
I'll go in on a smoker. I'll go in on a smoker.
Hey, there's a Zyn Rewards. Dude, there's first off at work in the warehouse they have a solo stove, which is one of those like gasless stoves that burns, but there's no fucking smoke. I will suck a cock to get one of those for our backyard. But
imagine
another point. Well, the smokers, Zyn has like a rewards thing that if you put the promo codes in on this thing, they have a smoker.
Oh, we might need that. We might.
So
need that.
we're working to something.
How many Zins?
Probably a lot, like 1,000 probably.
Well, how much does a smoker cost?
I would go. Let's go on like Craigslist and find a smoker.
Couple grand. We get no furniture.
But dude,
I could live without furniture.
We already have the furniture.
We have it already.
Be real, the amount of shit I have in storage. I was putting stuff in from Connecticut, and I was like, I forgot I own this. This is from LOL. Like I have shit in there from fucking.
See,
years.
but okay. Back on the topic,
like
I want
chairs and
on
shit
surf
still.
night. Like I don't want us to be like, look at us. I want it to be. I want it to be like. I want surf night to be like. I want our roommates to literally, not roommates, the people in Florida. Us to be like, have some clams, like clams for everyone. Like, I
don't want to give a soul a clam.
I want to have a fold-out table, dump it in, and there's just so much clams that the neighborhood could be fed. We're just picking at it. You're dipping in the fucking sauce.
I don't want people dipping their fucking.
How much you guys gonna win at the pipeline?
We're not winning anything. We're just going to.
We're losing money on this.
We're going straight to Gloucester.
No, but here's the deal.
Sitting out there.
I say we don't share.
Why?
Because then we assert dominance over the building. It's like, hey, look at us.
But you are asserting dominance. You're no.
I don't want any of these.
You're like, look at me. Like I'm your fucking hero.
I don't want
Aaron's gotta hand it off, and then
I don't
gotta
want
take
anybody's hand in my fucking dipping sauce for my clams.
Then you keep it to yourself. I want us.
I'll have my own
I want
dipping
us to
sauce.
be like them to look at us like, look what we can provide
But
these
I want
people.
These people, I want
I want them to love us.
You already told me like some of them that might be there. I want that this skinny whatever.
Yeah.
Female person.
Female person.
We didn't need to talk about it, but yeah.
But I'm saying I want them to be. They're gonna be fed.
Yes, I'm saying. Like I want. This is what I'm picturing. You know, like the big fold-out table. You set up a PTO meeting at, right? We have a little like bucket that you put like the clothes in. You know, you put in the thing. That is filled with clams and fucking like a broil. We put a little fucking tarp over the fucking table and we just dump it in our backyard. And we're just like, come on, everybody have some clams. Like we're gonna be like the father of the fucking place. Like that's what I want us to be. Cooper's gonna be huddled in this corner. Don't touch my sauce.
I'm not sharing with these fucking pigs.
We could have two sauces. We could have one white wine. We could even do a red
We'll
sauce.
have
What if
options.
these people are sick and they come on the podcast, dude?
Exactly. That's how we get them. Like
What
we
if
get
they
them with
said
the
you want to be
clams.
filming the whole time.
We get them. We're doing
I
an
hope they
episode.
know the
That's the
property is
bit.
being filmed.
That's the bit. That's the.
We should do a
That's surf
reality
night.
TV show. We should do a
We
reality
have
TV show.
we have a ring
A year
camera.
in the making.
Can I tell you something? How good of an idea this? You can't take this idea. How good of an idea would this be? We just record ourselves, and then every day, like kind of like a diary, we just like, dude, I'm so pissed at this shit, and then just we watch it once a month, and then we clip the best shit up, put it out.
I don't want to be filmed all the time.
That's too bad.
Okay, that's fair enough. But I thought would be a better idea, and this could be a
OnlyFans.
thing.
The OnlyFans
is we
needs
set up my
something.
clam idea, right? My PTO meeting table clam idea. Put a ring camera and we just leave it there, and we just see who fucking dares. Who dares tries to take a little bit of the surf? Who wants to surf?
If you eat some of this surf,
If you eat the surf, You'll meet the turf.
I think what we're missing here from the conversation is the lobsters.
oh no, that's assumed. Like we'll be boy.
But
That's what
I
I
think
mean. I want the
lobsters we
big-
tie. That's like the meal at the end of the night.
Yeah, like
Do
but
a
that's what I'm
little
saying.
bit
Would
You
be
guys
those.
have a tank out on the end of
Yeah,
the
no,
street.
We
We'll
have the
them
tank.
live.
Yeah, we're like the grand finale.
We kill them ourselves.
Should we get? Do you know what we should do with the lobsters? Is we should get
We
the
should get a
fuck-
cow.
Just
That's
have,
what
like,
I
a
was
little
saying.
gun.
We need those big. We need those big pots. Like a four.
I have
of
a
them.
big
We
pot.
need a
Yeah, you need to
massive
bring one.
pot. We need a massive pot.
I have
We
a
should
big
bring
pot.
one of those
I
things
might.
that you know, like the
I
clowns
have a
sit.
lobster pot in my storage.
Do you know
but
how
it's-
like
I
the
gotta find
clowns
it.
sit on those things? You throw the ball at them to make them sink. We should get one of those too in our backyard.
We should get fireworks.
We have like a Rowan oar for like mixing it.
Dude, we should get crawdads, dude.
Dude, I'd have some crawdads.
Oh, man.
We could have an Australian night.
Can we do surf night every Saturday?
All
Surf
summer.
Saturday.
These people I say this is what we do.
I want the place to
What time
smell.
does Wicked
Should we just
Tuna
get an
go out?
industrial-
That's the thing, dude. We're gonna have raccoons in the yard because the fucking trash
We'll get a
doesn't get
pellet
taken
gun.
out till
We'll
Tuesday.
get a pellet gun.
We'll be like, I
We'll
didn't
just,
say we can't have surf night on the lease.
You said we can have surf
Saw
night.
nothing about
I
surf.
saw nothing about no surf night.
Anyway,
We should get, like,
that's
what-
how maybe we could wrap up.
We should get an industrial fridge and
Hey.
put it in the basement and just have fucking
Hey.
6 months worth
They
of
open it up
seafood.
and
Hit the fridge turned off. It's just raw.
We should leave it in there. First off, so if you haven't figured out yet, we got an apartment, new podcast studio. We're gonna do a lot of in-person pro cops. Like, please get me to come to Boston. So we're like, okay, pro cop. So
I don't know. You guys are gonna do it. I'm not going to Somerville this much.
It's fair.
You literally.
I will set you up.
You literally said.
I'm gonna call you in from like Zoom.
Yeah, I'll be like remote.
You literally said every week. I will be there.
Every single week.
Yes, I said that.
What surf night?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Surf night, he'll be
I'm gonna be
there.
honest with you, especially because I work from home. I'll drive down. We'll drive to you.
Yeah, honestly, I'll drive to you.
We'll drive to you.
We'll figure it out.
We're gonna drive. Pro Cup. Shut the fuck up right now. But
We'll go to Battle of the Bands.
we'll drive to you. But you're coming to Somerville as well.
Oh, of course. I got to see the new place.
But we got a new place. Here's the deal. If you're a real estate broker, you better hope to Christ I have no sort of political power ever. Because if I have the ability to ban you guys, you'll be gone. Like, by this point, by the time this podcast comes out, we'll have signed our lease. We just dealt with a real estate broker, and we were talking about it outside when we were having a few beers. I was like, this last 4 days has felt like a year dealing with this woman. There's no way she could do another job besides working in real estate without being fired. Like the fact that her service is just accepted and not needed is the only reason she's employed. And she made a month salary from all of us, basically. Joey makes more fucking money with his stupid Stinson hat. But realistically, this woman made a lot of money from us each month. To not know any answers when I fucking ask questions. And then harass us at 3 a.m. on Easter Sunday. As if this apartment was being rented.
Yeah, I was like, she's like, it's gonna go. I'm like, it's 3 a.m. on Easter. I don't think people.
If someone's fucking fighting for us at 3 a.m. on Easter, fate tells me this apart. But the only reason I was like putting up with it is like we set the fucking needs of like laundry in the building, parking off the street, a porch in a backyard, and we got all of those things. And I'm like, there's no one smoking crack on the street. This might be it. But then I got hit. My car got hit on the street. We're sitting there. Me and Aaron are sitting there paying the deposit because this lady's like, anybody can sign at this apartment.
Like, you have 30 seconds.
She's
now.
like, clock's ticking. By the time I get to the street. So I'm sitting there. We're FaceTiming Joe, telling him about the apartment. This guy's flying down the street. Nails the front of my car. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I pop out immediately. And he comes up, he's like apologetic. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, dude, it is what it is. Like, you just like fucked the car up. And he's like, dude, taking pictures. He's like, I'm begging you, don't put this on insurance. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm probably not going to put it on insurance if you don't like ghost me. So he gave me his phone number and I called it right then. And then he's like, is this you calling me? I'm like, yeah, like, I want to see if it's your fucking real phone number, guy. Like, and he's like, oh, like you're doing this well. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, you're lucky. He was in a Porsche, dude. I should have came out and like
Porsche and a Montclair jacket on.
I should have been like, oh,
like $1,000 jacket. So
I'm gonna try to fucking get him to pay for my back bumper too.
What did he say though to you? What did he
Dude,
say? This is the wildest thing ever.
At the end of it, after I took a picture of his plate and I took a picture of my car and I took a picture of his license, I'm like, all right, dude. Like, as long as you stay in contact with me, I'm fine not working through insurance. But like, I'm getting a new bumper. Like, you're gonna have to it's one piece. You're gonna have to replace it. And he's like, yeah, I'll do that. Like, I'll stay in contact. I'm like, all right, great. And he's like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm just like fucked up right now. And I go, what? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm just fucked up right now. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, all right, dude. And like, I got back. Like, it was one of those times where I wish I had a camera on. I should have just recorded. So that way I had the video of it. But I'm like, at the end of the day, dude, if this guy doesn't pay. But he hit my tire too. So I was like, this guy fucking fucked up my alignment probably.
Oof.
But anyway.
You're here with that? Or you take a different car?
No, I drove here. It's fine now. But
oof. Oh, you got it fixed?
No, it's fine. I drove it on the way home and it didn't really feel bad. But anyway,
all right.
Thanks for listening. If you're listening at this point, you're already probably coming. But next week, when this comes out on the 28th, I'm putting on a comedy show at Sigo. So come get fucked up and listen to comedy. You're getting Zanka. And that's how I'm paying off my balance at the house. I'm buying a case of Zanka for the house. Different flavors and stuff. But I'm going to probably use 3 handles for this comedy show. So you guys get 3 handles for free if you're still listening. That's great. But come get drunk on Zanka and listen to Mike Massaro and Alex Tomaselli do stand-up comedy. People are excited about it, that they're texting me, and I'm like, hey, dude, like, this might go not great. So we'll see when this comes out. Like, dude, I'm just worried that the people are going to be fucked up. Like, I'm going to text Chet, and you know Chet's going to be there, and he's going to be, like, try to be involved. And I'm like, this is going to be fucked anyway. Aaron's clearly done. Bye.
Good call.